Hey everybody, what's up? It is technically it's day 15, but we're doing a double duty here for today because I wasn't able to get everything done yesterday. Unfortunately, with coming back from the festival and just being tired and sore, I just really didn't have a chance to record anything. And you can kind of tell by my voice that it's still not 100% back. And that was another reason why I really didn't get anything up yesterday. So please excuse it, but I'm trying to get this thing up today, and so we're doing a double dip for today. So today is day 14 and 15. And unfortunately, what I'm going to go see tonight doesn't count as sci-fi. So we're not going to be able to talk about that, but that'll be hopefully its own separate review for everything that's there. And honestly, the movies that we're doing, like I said, I'm going further down the Terminator rabbit hole. And so we're talking about Terminator 3 and Terminator Salvation. So first, Terminator 3. Terminator 3, again, and kind of what I like about a lot of the Terminator movies is the constant thought that, that they're constantly trying to change the future, but there's always something that happens in them that doesn't change anything. You always get it in the beginning of the movie, right? Because, Skynet's still around the beginning of the next movie. They're still fighting in the future, even though they've done everything that they're supposed to do. But when you get to Terminator 3, it's like, it's an inevitable, right? That they talk about with the whole thing. And maybe that's a spoiler for Terminator 3, but it's one of those things that maybe you guys should have, most of you might have already seen. I do like that, I do like the Terminator in it. I mean, the movie's not as solid as T2 or the Terminator. It's not bad, but it's not great. And actually, I kind of like the actor that plays John Connor in this movie. And I don't mind the other Terminator. I believe Kirsten Dunst is in this as well. My mind is still like fuzzy, so please excuse me with everything that's going on in my mind with all this shit that's going on. But, and I could be totally wrong on that note. You should just look like. But anyway, it's still a fun movie. It's got some great action set pieces. Definitely moves way more towards the action than the horror. But I'm just kind of wanting to keep up with Terminators. And even after this, I believe there's only one more. I'm not going to talk about the anime because that's a series, not necessarily a movie. So you're definitely going to get one more of these. To which I think I actually might have talked about previously. But nonetheless, T3 it's still good, but like I said, it's not the greatest. And I think that what I like about it the most is the ending of the movie. I think the performances are okay. I don't think they're 100% solid like they could be. I think the female Terminator is fine, but it's not necessarily my favorite out of all of them. And it's just, again, I think it's a good premise. The dude that plays John Connor, I wish they would have just gotten a grown-up Edward Furlong to play him, right? Maybe he didn't want to do it. Maybe they didn't want to pay him. I don't really know the reasons why in that whole thing, but I just feel like it would have been cool to see him as John Connor in this movie, as more of a grown-up, especially since it's not like it was that soon after T2. Meanwhile, Ace is coughing up something over there. But when it comes to this, he almost looks like DJ Qualls, but I don't believe it's DJ Qualls either. It's just funny. Or like an alternate universe Devon Sawa. But nonetheless, not getting on them. Like I said, I think the action's fine. I think the story is okay, but I do really enjoy the ending of this movie and where it kind of leads out with everything that's there. So I think overall it's a 3 out of 5 Lady Terminators. I think that it's relatively solid. But I definitely think that the next movie in the franchise is probably the if I have to rank all three, if I have to rank all of them, I probably would put this in the middle of all of them, of the 5 that are actually out there. And that's Terminator Salvation. Terminator Salvation's cool because it's like at the beginning, they actually went into the future. Like that was one of the cool things they did. That's also where you get the Christian Bale thing of him being on set and him being like upset with the people on set. I don't walk in front of your camera when you're doing your job. You don't do it when I'm doing mine. That situation that's got there. And I just think that you have some you have some good performance. I think Christian Bale's performance as John Connor is good, and I forget the dude that plays the Terminator in this movie. That's like a weird hybrid type of human Terminator thing that's going on. I think that he's okay. It's not the best. I think that I really like that we're in the future setting, but I while I think it's better than T3, I still think it falls short. It's just, I really like seeing it, and I think why I like it more is because I really like seeing the future stuff. I like looking at all the cool, or how the world's going down, and the different Terminators that are out there, and how they're actually controlling the landscape, and how the people are fighting. Like, it's the movie I kind of wanted, and they kind of did that as not an afterthought, but that follow-up to T3. How do we do it when we have that ending in T3? Where do we go from here? I guess we have to go into the future. Whereas with the next one, it goes back quite a ways once again. And that one's, we'll talk about Genesis next time. But I still think that it has some good set pieces. I think there's a little bit more horror in this one just because of the way the world is. And it does have kind of a shocking twist. And it's cool that while Arnold is not in Terminator Salvation, he is technically, because they do use his likeness in the movie. And, while it's not the greatest in the world, the CGI is not quite there and he doesn't really get to talk. It's kind of cool that it's like, oh, look, it's the start of the T-1000s, because it's everything kind of leading up to the first Terminator, right? And that's what's kind of neat, at least to John Connor sending who would become his dad in the first Terminator out there. And then them trying to fight back, and then in the early days of the war against the machines. So I think it's interesting enough. If you've never seen it before and you like the Terminator franchise, I think that it's good. I still think that this is a solid 3 out of 5 hybrid bots. Like, it's not in the Terminator or T2 territory of movies, but it's also not like the other 2 movies in the franchise. It's not in those realms. So I definitely think that there was a shot. So sorry that it had to be 2 videos or 2 movies for today, but I want to make sure that I got back on track, and tomorrow we'll make sure we get everything out on time. So you guys all take care of yourselves and each other. I'm going to work on my voice, and I'll see you guys soon, and see you tomorrow on another one of these 31 and 31s. Bye, guys.